Buyer Beware, the explosive slug pamphlet is next up in the Buyer Beware series. Welcome and thanks for tuning in. Hopefully at the end of this video you guys will have a better understanding of what this pamphlet entails and decide if this is something for you or not. So just like any other pamphlets in the game, if you want to go ahead and pick this up, you need to go to any fence location. You have to be above level 84 to unlock these. And as I mentioned in my previous video that I did on the incendiary buckshot pamphlet, you will have a couple options whether you want to go ahead and pay 950 cash. There is an option to go ahead and pick these up for gold, which you'll see in a second here, for 38 gold. So depending on your situation and what you value more, it is nice to have the option to select between one of the two to go ahead and purchase this. So for anybody looking for the actual testing of these rounds, you can jump ahead to about 4:30 in the video to go ahead and check that out. Right now we're just going to go ahead and pull up the pamphlet. You will notice that you have a max capacity of 10 explosive slug rounds versus the 14 rounds that you can have with the incendiary buckshot. This one you will just need a slug round and fat. There are plenty of animals that get you fat in this game, and a couple clips later I'll show you some good spots to go ahead and get those. You can also pick up the mortar and pestle at the general store for easy crafting on the go, whether it's on your horse or on foot, or you could just go to any kind of campfire and go ahead and craft these. They do come in very handy to go ahead and craft and also store at least another 10 animal fat, so you can go ahead and stock up again if you end up running out. These rounds, as well as the incendiary rounds, are a good deterrent for anybody trying to mess with you. They usually get the hint after getting blasted once. I'd say 9 out of 10 times they end up leaving the session. So as I mentioned, you will need animal fat to go ahead and craft these, and these are just some of the areas that I like to go to where there's plenty of animals to get those. To the west of Strawberry, down at the Upper Montana River, there's a spot right here where you can get beaver and ducks. There's also geese. I'd say anywhere along rivers or lakes. You can also go up to Valentine at the pig pen or find wild boars in the wild, which basically usually give you about 2 fat each time you get them, or you can come to the west coast of Rhodes. To these islands, there's tons of birds that spawn there, as well as this spot that I'm highlighting right there. So there's plenty of options to go ahead and get fat. That's why it's a little easier to craft these versus the moonshine needed for the incendiary rounds. So here we are at the Upper Montana River, the first spot that I showed on the map. We're here at nighttime, and there are plenty of beaver here. So you can go ahead, if you come at night, just kill the beaver, get your animal fat. If you come during the daytime, you will notice that this specific location will have tons of ducks and geese that spawn. But again, any lake, any river, you will find tons of birds that you can go ahead and get the animal fat to go ahead and craft. You can only hold a maximum of 10 animal fat, so you want to make sure that you load up on your 10 explosive rounds and then try to have a good inventory of animal fat just in case you run out. Nothing would be worse than being down to 0 explosive rounds and then having to go out and try to hunt for them when you need them. So that's why I always make sure that I have usually 10 explosive rounds, and then I always have 10 fat stored up so I can use those whenever I need to. I'm sure we're quite aware that the only problem with shooting so many birds in one specific area is Rockstar tends to have them disappear on you, so go ahead and take advantage of the ones that you do find on the map, get your animal fat, and then you're good to go. Now we're just going to go ahead and take a quick look at the comparison of all the different shotgun ammo. You have regular, you have the incendiary buckshot, you have regular slugs, and then the explosive slugs, which obviously have the same stats as the slugs, just a higher damage output. We're also going to go ahead and look at the reticle size, which is going to be the same as the slugs. So you're going to be able to pinpoint these explosive rounds a lot better than you can with the incendiary rounds. The incendiary rounds have the same reticle size as regular ammo, but and I really like both the incendiary and the explosive. I like the explosive slugs a little bit better because of the fact that it only takes fat to craft them. Although there is only 10 rounds versus the incendiary, which you can hold 14, but you do need moonshine again. And you will notice with the incendiary rounds, the reticle size is the same size as the regular ammo. So you can't really pinpoint these as much, but I do like them because the fire animation I think is absolutely sick. I wish the explosive animation was a little bit better and it actually showed like the guy blowing apart or getting knocked back like 5-10 feet. I think that animation would be a little bit better. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start testing these rounds. First on an NPC, I guess, who's a little upset that I kind of blocked him, so I ended up blasting him. But you can see the animation here. If this was the incendiary buckshot, it would light him on fire, would light his wagon on fire, his horse on fire. I think it's a little bit more impressive. Although these are a little bit more deadly, you will notice that there is no drop off in distance as far as damage is concerned, whether it's point blank or outside your auto aim range. One shot is going to go ahead and kill these, and it is nice that it does have that smaller reticle similar to the slugs, so you can go ahead and pinpoint your shots. Now, in situations like you'll see in these next couple clips, that's why I think these things are vitally important, whether it's the incendiary rounds, the explosive rounds. Shotgun rounds are pretty scarce in this game, considering you can only have 120 between regular and slugs. So I definitely recommend going ahead and getting these if you have the extra gold or cash, and I don't think you will be disappointed. So hopefully this video has helped you guys make a decision on whether these are for you, or if you're trying to decide between the incendiary or the explosive rounds. I personally like the animation with the incendiary rounds, but these are a little bit more deadly and easier to craft. So again, appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this helps you guys out, and I will see you guys next time.